Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So this is my take on a New Year's Eve look. I see a lot of golds and silver looks going around and that's just not really what I'm feeling. So I definitely incorporated a lot of golds and silvers in here and I was going for a really metallic lip. But I really wanted it to be more like cranberries and purples because honestly that's my take. So if that's something you're into, make sure to keep on watching and like the video so I know you want more of these. Also, I do upload twice a week, so make sure to subscribe to my channel so you can stay up to date on all the fun stuff I'm posting. And without further ado, let's get right into it. So today I'm going to be using the Masquerade palette from Juvia's place because I got this on the Black Friday sale and it is so pretty that I wanted to use it. And since I did like a very green look for Christmas and I did a very like blue look for Hanukkah, I wanted to do something like bold with some purples and some pinks in it for the new year. So I'm going to. So I'm going to be going into Burkina, this very pretty brown. And I'm going to take that on a very fluffy brush very lightly because there is no like real transition shade in this palette. I'm going to take this. It's a little darker than I normally would go in for my first shade. But if you go in with a light hand, I did set down my lids with translucent powder. So I think it'll work. The beautiful thing about these shadows, because they're so pigmented, you could just like tap in, which really helps to diffuse them out. So even though there's no real transition shade, if you go in with a light enough hand and you blend enough, you can really make this like these darker tones really transition-y. Then going into Zulu and Ada, which are these, both of them are very like warm tone browns. I didn't know which one I wanted to use, so I'm just gonna like tap back and forth between both of them. I'm just gonna warm up the crease a little more. Next, taking a little bit of Makita, this matte purple. It's got a little bit of a shimmer in it, so it's not completely matte. But what I found with a lot of the Juvia's Place shadows is the shimmers really do work well as mattes if you don't build them up a lot. So you can really like put them where you want them and use that color, and you don't have to like strictly use them as bright shimmer shades. Now this is a pretty long process of layer with a packing brush, blend with a blender. So I'm just gonna do like 3 or 4 more layers of that, finish it on the other eye, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I just finished layering them like 10 times a piece on each eye. So now that I have it where I want it, I'm gonna take a little bit of Burkina, that like, I'll just show you, that brown we started with, and I'm just gonna dust that into the crease just to kind of tie all those colors together with that same brush I started with. And that'll help just to diffuse some of that purple and make it a little bit more seamless where the colors meet. That way the crease isn't like super overwhelmingly brown and the eyes are like purple. Now for the lid today, I'm gonna be taking Calabar, which is like a bronzy purple. And I'm actually gonna take that right on my finger and I'm just gonna press that into the inner portion of each side of the eye. Then with a little more of Makita, that purple, I'm just going to re-intensify the outer portion of each of the eyes. Then I'm going to take Casablanca, the really pretty bronzy gold, and also on my finger. And I'm just going to press that into the middle of each of the lids, just to kind of make the middle of the lid pop a little more. Then with a small little pencil brush, I'm going to take the champagne shade Giza, and I'm just going to hit up the inner corners and the brow bone. On a slightly larger pencil brush, I'm going to take Burkina, that initial brown. I'm just going to run that on the lower lash line. Then Fulani, the really dark chocolate shade on a flat brush. I'm just going to run that really close to the lash line. I'm just going to blend that out with a pencil brush. I'm going to take the Full Spectrum Eyeliner Pencil from Makeup Geek. This is in the shade Plumeria, which is a very pretty purple. I'm just going to run that in the waterline. Once that's built up to the intensity that I wanted, I'm going to take another small pencil brush, and this time on the shade Zobo, which in the pan it looks a little more purple, but it's actually a little more pinky. I'm just going to use that to blend the liner into those browns. And then with Giza, the champagne shade again, I'm just going to re-intensify the inner corner. And now you can totally stop here and just have a really like neutral, pretty purple eye. Obviously, I'm not going to stop here. So I'm going to take English Gilt, which is a pigment from MAC. This is just a really, it's actually very similar to the shade I have in the middle of the eye. And I'm going to take that on a flat brush. This is the NARS number 7. And I'm just going to press that in the center of the lid. Now, what I like about using loose pigments on top of shadows is you still get the colors that are under there, and you can still see the different shift of the color, but it just adds a whole different dimension of intensity. And if you want even more than this, you can use it wet. I am not, though, because I'm going to be going in with a glitter on top instead. And then once you have the desired intensity, I'm going to take a little bit of Midnight Cowboy, a gold glitter, just because it is New Year's and I want to pop this up a little bit. And for once, I'm not taking it in the inner corner. I'm actually taking it right on the lid. So just over that pigment, I'm just going to take a little bit of that gold glitter and just paint that on the inner portion of the eye. Okay, so I just finished up lashes and liner, well, mascara and liner. I was not feeling lashes today. And I like how the lower lash line is looking, but I do want it to be a little bit more vibrant. So I'm gonna dip into Voir, which is the very pink shade, and it actually has a little bit of like a gold micro glitter on it. And I'm just gonna run that on the lower lash line. Let's see if I can do it without messing up my lashes. Nope, not possible. Okay, but I'm still gonna do it. And that pink is just going to help make this pop a little bit more. And then with a spoolie, I'm just going to fix the lashes I messed up. And for lip today, because the eyes are kind of neutral and light, but with this really pretty purple, I wanted to go for something like a lot darker. So this is Roseblood from the L'Oreal Infallible Mattes, which is a very dark purple. I'm just going to take that, and then to give it a little bit of sheen, I'm going to be pressing that same MAC pigment in English Gilt just into the center to make it look a little wet. And that's the finished look. So this is my take on a very metallic silver and gold New Year's Eve look. Obviously it has a lot of purples and warm tones in it because that's what I enjoy. So I hope you enjoyed it too, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.